HCAM News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of HCAM News. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy. On today's edition of HCAM News, we'll recap the Ashland Legion Baseball Commissioner's Cup run. The hangout hour took place in studio and was filled with lots of Hopkinton happenings. And we'll also get you up to date on some upcoming events happening in your town. But first, the Hopkinton Select Board chose a new fire chief as they said goodbye to the soon-to-be-retired Chief Stephen Slaman.
I'm very proud to have sat here as a selectman and now a select board member, to have promoted Chief Slaman, to have promoted Chief Bennett. We're doing the right things for our town with the right people. And it makes me very proud to be able to sit up here. This is the reason why I ran for selectman, is to bring things like this to our community. I have worked very close with the department as the liaison for the last 4 years. Whenever Chief Slaman's out of town, you're the de facto chief. As soon as there's a tough call, you're on the phone to me, and your transparency and level of communication, both of you are second to none. But you obviously picked up your communication by his tutelage. So. Giant shoes to fill. I'm not shy. I'll tell you when you're not filling his shoes. I'll let you know. But congratulations. I'm very proud to have you in front of us. Thank you. Just a moment. I do have a letter that was sent to the board, and with your permission, I'd like to read.
Please.
Okay. This is sent to the Hopkinton Board of Selectmen, obviously a very archaic person who isn't aware that we are now the Select Board. Dear Mr. Tedstone, I would like to offer my wholehearted support to William Miller for the position of Fire Chief, Town of Hopkinton. As my career in the fire department was winding down, along came a professional firefighter to the town who displayed exemplary knowledge and skills in all aspects of firefighting, teamwork, and a willingness to share his wealth of knowledge with others. In particular, Bill spent a great deal of time in teaching newer firefighters basic and advanced skills, the importance of working closely together, and how rewarding the job can be in serving the public during their time of need. On many occasions, I worked with Bill during emergency and non-emergency situations where he was in total control at all times, keeping everyone involved, calm and collected. Not an easy feat in such stressful situations. There is no doubt that Bill Miller will serve superbly in the fire chief position in Hopkinton. All townspeople, as well as partners in the fire and emergency services far and wide, will be well served by his appointment to the position. Thank you for your consideration. Respectfully submitted, Robert H. Bartlett, Deputy Chief, Hopkinton Fire Department, retired. So anybody who knows Bob Bartlett as a fire chief, as a highway guy, as a person, knows that those letters do not come willy-nilly. So you have earned his respect. You have earned his respect. Thank you.
And that's a big deal.
Yep.
That is a big deal. So with that, I request a motion to accept the Human Resources Director's screening report and appoint William R. Miller to the position of Fire Chief for the town of Hopkinton, subject to successful contract negotiations, and to authorize the town manager and the town legal team to commence negotiations.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye. Congratulations.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
So one of the things that happened when we promoted the Chief Slaman to chief last time, the fire service is very big in pomp and circumstance. One of the biggest things that I kick myself in the bottom is that I did not afford him the chance to get pinned. It's one of my deepest regrets, although it's one of my greatest accomplishments promoting him to chief.
Yeah.
One of my deepest regrets is not taking part in a pinning ceremony. So Chief Miller, if you have somebody here that may or may not want to pin you, I think that's a giant thing, and I would love for you to do that on camera.
You have my full support on that. I am 100% behind it.
I wasn't sure what you're going to do, but I grabbed one of these just in case.
Just a little
Slow
Yeah,
down.
the camera's right there.
Camera's right here.
Camera's right over there, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, get out of the way, Bill.
It's official.
Congratulations.
So this is the last time we're going to see Chief Slaman in his role as fire chief with the town of Hopkinton. Chief, it's been an honor to have you work with us. It was an honor for me to be part of the selection to help get you there. We'll miss you tremendously as a fire chief. You know how I feel about you personally and professionally. This is a very bittersweet moment for me. It harkens me back to when we were going through the process, and it brings back very vibrant memories of Tommy McIntyre and all the work that he did to get you front and center. So for me as a selectman, thank you very much. It's truly been an honor. As much as I razz you that you worked 25 years in your position to get to where you were, I worked 3 weeks and I'm your boss. So you really brought that position to the forefront and took that ball and ran with it, and I couldn't be more proud to call you a friend and as a fire chief. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Chief, I got to meet you when I was on the planning board, and then following that up on the select board. Well, it was Board of Selectmen at the time, and we changed it. And then on my first day as chair, you threw me the biggest curveball I could ever expect, that you were going to retire. It's been an honor, and I've gained a tremendous amount of respect for all you do and what you've done for this community, and I'm really sad to see you go. But I know that I feel good that in everything you do, you've planned for this and have the replacement ready. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
So I really appreciate seeing you at so many meetings, the planning board, the growth study committee. You came to everything, and it was really valuable to the board members to get your feedback and to make sure that everything's being designed with safety standards in mind. And you've got big shoes to fill. Enjoy your retirement, though.
Thank you very much.
So I would like to say that I already have said often that we saw you all the time, and the way you invested yourself professionally and personally in all aspects of the town is so admirable. But I also want to say the way you did the job is exemplary, and really, really, really set the gold standard for leadership in this town, and that's about as big as it gets for me. I've been very impressed and very gratified as a taxpayer and a resident to see you doing this job, and you have done it flawlessly. We're really going to miss you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm very happy that I was out there in the audience that night.
Me too.
When all the happy stuff went down and you became chief. And I'm very glad I was. And I can't really talk. I feel really bad that we're losing you. However, you have been one class act. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I mean, if I even start talking now, I'll not pull the together. That's how much this journey has been to me. But I thank you. I got a nice card from a board member, and the community's been great, and just can't thank you enough. Thanks.
So
if I may, Mr.
yes,
Chair.
I want you, and then I'm going to close with one statement. Go ahead.
Please.
On behalf of the town employees, all I can say, Chief, is take you back to a gift I shared with you many years ago. And that gift had 3 words: meets, magic, and mindset. That's what you've given to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So my closing statement is, and this is going to make you cry, Buzz is up there staring at you right now. And you know what? It's going to make me cry too. There's no way that anybody would ever be more proud of a guy like you.
Appreciate it.
You're an awesome role model, and you've done them proud.
Thanks.
All right, all eyes on me. Hi.
I'm gonna get them centered. You can just hang in there. Go ahead.
To Chief Stephen Slaman, from all of us at HCAM, thank you for all you have done for the community. And congratulations to the new Hopkinton Fire Chief, Chief William Miller. The Hangout Hour recently took place and was filled with all kinds of information about happenings in your town you should know about. Here's a look. On this week's edition of the Hopkinton Hangout Hour, we received an update about the Downtown Corridor project from David Del Torio and Michelle Murdoch.
Now, just a recap, just in case anybody in town doesn't know you. You're both very familiar faces. Just tell us what you quickly do.
Michelle, go you first.
Sure, I'll go first. I basically do communications for the Main Street Corridor project. I worked previously through easement acquisitions, and now we're working through the construction phase. So I'm responsible for distributing the construction advisories, and I'm the primary contact for abutters or residents that have questions that they can direct through me.
Thanks. Dave?
I'm the town engineer here in Hopkinton. I've been assigned the Main Street Corridor project to oversee as the project manager. I've worked on the project since starting here as the town engineer back in 2010. Back then we were selecting the designers for the project. And now we've been in construction since March of this year. We'll be here for another 2.5 years for the construction of the Main Street project as we start to ramp things up this summer.
How is it going?
Yeah, the work's on schedule with the contractor. They've hit, what the first type of work they want to do is all the underground kind of work. Anything we have to do, excavations and trenching and dig holes. Because as folks may or may not know, as the project progresses, once all that underground work is done, they're going to be relocating the curbs and putting in the bike lane and putting in sidewalks on both sides of the road, doing all the realignment of the roadway and realignment of the intersections. So putting in the new traffic signals, but kind of all the work that leads up to that, you got to get all the work that's say below grade underground first. So that's kind of the first phase of the project is what they've been doing since March, is putting in all the new drainage infrastructure for the town. We've kind of designed the new infrastructure for the town, the drainage system. We're upgrading all the pipes, making the drainage pipes larger. We did a complete basin study.
We were joined by the Friends of Hopkinton and their marathon runner, Morgan Woodman.
Morgan is connected, and Morgan, tell us what you're doing.
I'm going to be running the Boston Marathon for the Friends of Hopkinton, and I'm really excited, and I'm working to donate some money there, so I'm trying to fundraise and collect that.
Okay. So have you always been a runner?
I have not always been a distant runner,
Okay.
but I used to sprint. I did track in high school, and distance running is kind of new to me.
Mhm.
I did attempt the Newport, Rhode Island Marathon last year,
Okay.
but it was virtual because of COVID.
Yep.
So this will be my first real feeling marathon. I'm so
Right.
excited with crowds and a start and finish line.
All right. So I am not a runner, and I don't know anything about running, but I suggest you not sprint. Yeah.
Oh no,
26.2
I will
miles.
not be.
And the Newport, though it was virtual, you actually did run
Yes.
a full marathon.
I did.
And how was that? I told you the first one. How was it? How did it go?
It was painful.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really fun, and I felt really happy when I was done with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when you run distance because you kind of you can take your time. There's no, well, for me at least, I take my time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to win it, and I think it's really great. You have no one to beat but yourself. So.
DPW Director John Westerling also gave us an update.
A lot of work going on in town, so I'm just going to go down my little list here. You got some repaving going on some of the streets, like parts of West Main, parts of School Street, and I noticed parts of Legacy Farm, it said on the notice. Can you clarify that for me a little?
Sure. When Legacy Farm was constructed, the old Rafferty Road, which ran from Cedar Street to Wilson Street, that was renamed Legacy Farms Road North for continuity purposes. So when you see the fact that we're paving what's today Legacy Farms Road North, it's actually the old Rafferty Road. And that pavement is very old, very distressed, and in dire need of paving. And if I can, Mike, just to explain, we're using a new process this year, which, speaking of environmentally friendly, it's a less expensive and it's a more environmentally friendly method. And it's called cold in-place recycling. If folks are familiar with the old processes that we'd use, we would either grind up the top 2 inches of pavement, haul it away and bring in new pavement, or we would fully construct the roadway by grinding everything into one, the gravel, the pavement. We'd have to remove some of that material. This cold in place recycling, it's a fabulous process in that there's a train of trucks that go up the roadway and they scrape off the top 2 or 3 inches of old pavement and they immediately mix it with Portland cement and liquid asphalt, and they put it back down on the road instantaneously. And what that does is we no longer have to haul aggregate or the stone away. We don't have to pay for disposal of it. We don't have to replace it with new aggregate. We don't end up with roads that are just in a gravel state for several days or maybe even weeks, which causes dust problems and runoff if we get heavy rain. So it's a process that we're very excited about this year. And we're looking forward to great results on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different roadways.
We're going to take a quick time out on this edition of HCAM News. A whole lot more ahead. Don't go anywhere.
HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance.
Welcome back to HCAM News. Ashland Legion baseball continued their season. After a disappointing state title run, they had a terrific run in the Commissioner's Cup tournament. Here's a look at what happened.
On Sunday, August 1st, Ashland Legion took on Newton in the zone tournament portion of the Commissioner's Cup tournament. Newton leading 6-1. Heading to the bottom of the second, Ashland gets some offense going.
Dushney out of Holliston High. He's going to be retiring this year. There's a fly ball in the left center field, and that ball is going to drop up against the fence. Dawson scores. Calabrese scores. And Dushney finds himself on second base with a 2 RBI double. Like I was saying, he looked really, really strong in batting practice. There's a ball hit into right center. Ball picked up. Dushny gets to home. Another run for Ashland 77.
A 6-4 Newton lead heading to the bottom of the third, and the Ashland Bats get going again.
That throw from the catcher didn't allow him to do so.
Newton's infield coming in all the way on the grass to cut down any run at the plate. And there's a ground ball, and that's up the middle. Scoring is Radcliffe, and Larry Tang comes in to score the tying run. 6-6, locked up in a tie ball game. Larry Tang doesn't move too bad for a big kid. Bavaro is playing close to the cut of the grass. There's a ground ball into left field. Herder scores easily. Sammy Farrell picking Newton apart right now. The gap. Sam Farrell could easily score from first base. Calabrese at second base. There's a fly ball in the center field, and that ball's going to get down. Calabrese scores. Sammy Farrell scores. Wang cuts it off, and there's a double for Matt Neal. I told you Sam Farrell would score from first base on a double. Wasn't even close.
It was a 9-7 Ashland lead heading to the bottom of the fifth, but Post 77 added some more security.
The runner could almost walk in. He says, yeah, I know, I saw it. I gave him a signal. There's a ground ball, and that's through the shortstop and the third baseman, and that plates a run. Base hit for Sammy Farrell, run scored by Nick Calabrese. There's a ground ball slowly hit by the third baseman, and there goes Sammy Farrell. Over at shortstop. There's a ball hit into right field. That's going to get down. In comes Donovan to score. 2 more runs. It's 13-7. Ashland Post 77.
Owen Radcliffe having quite the day at the plate.
Yeah. Wow.
Ashland would take the game 14-8 and advance on to the Zone 5 semifinals. Ashland battled Lowell in the semifinals of the Commissioners Tournament, which took place at Hudson. Post 77 added a pair of runs in the bottom of the third.
There's a fly ball in the left center field. Center fielder going back for that one, and that is going to be off the fence. Neal going to try for 3. Throw to cutoff man. He's going to have to eat it. Ball is overthrown. There's nobody at the home. Well, there was a little calamity of errors there. There's a base hit in the right center field. Oh no. That was a great catch. I thought that ball was dropping, but sacrifice fly works, scores Kavanaugh. Sorry about that, you folks at home. I thought that ball was going to drop.
All right, dude, that was a great catch, though.
Yeah.
A 2-0 lead heading to the bottom of the fourth.
Set to deliver. And this is tattooed over to left field to the fence, and it'll roll all the way to the fence. Here comes 1 run in to score. Farrell flying down the third base path. He is in, and that is going to be a 2 RBI double for Matt Neal.
Post 77 adds 2 more. Lowell responded with 2 of their own in the fifth, and Post 77 held a 4-2 lead heading to the bottom of the sixth.
swing away or
Swing away.
jump at it, and it'll score the run. Give the RBI to Cowan.
Ashland adds another run and put Lowell down to their final 3 outs.
Quite a double play by Lowell to get out of the bottom of the 6th.
Look at a 1-2-3.
Ooh. And he strikes out. It falls out of the catcher's glove. They call him out. 1 away. Here's the 2-2. And this is hit in the air, right side, and it is caught for the out. 2 away, Lowell down to their final out.
Dom Cavanaugh gets the first 2 outs, but had to come out due to pitch count rules. Max Dushney closes it out, and Ashland wins 5-2 and advances to the Zone 5 sectional finals in the Commissioner's Cup tournament.
Yeah, definitely wanted to end this rivalry on a good note. After years of battling with them, they're always close games, they're always tough games. So to end this one on top is extra sweet tonight.
It's time to let you know about some upcoming events in Hopkinton. Upcoming happenings at the HCA, the Hopkinton Center for the Arts, include Firebringer, a play hosted by Enter Stage Left Theater. For details about all the events at the HCA, head over to hopartscenter.org. Our picture of the week. The Hopkinton Select Board appointed William R. Miller to the position of Fire Chief for the town of Hopkinton. Upcoming town government meetings include on Monday, August 9th at 7 p.m. live on HCAM TV. You can catch the Planning Board. On Tuesday, August 10th at 7 p.m., you can catch the Conservation Commission. For all the upcoming town government meetings in Hopkinton, head over to hopkintonma.gov. Believe it or not, we are out of time for this edition of HCAM News, but don't worry. Next Thursday at 6:30 p.m., we will be back with a brand new episode. From all of us at HCAM, thank you for watching. Take care, be well, and we'll talk to you again soon.